Hello, folks. Welcome to a more subdued view from the afternoon
Yeah,
compared to last week.
subdued.
Yeah.
It's a word I haven't heard for a long time.
I'll tell you what, you look great.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You just your
Oh, thanks, man.
your
That's really
pixel
nice.
density.
Oh, right.
You're,
I thought it was a
You're
legitimate
looking
compliment.
a bit. No, absolutely not.
No, I
You look
thought
a
that
bit
was
less, maybe
out of-
compressed.
Well, I felt great for a
Maybe.
few seconds then, but I feel pretty good anyway. I've had a
Yeah.
busy, productive day today.
What have you been up to today?
Today, I had the first proper night's sleep for a couple of weeks. Thank you. Yeah, one where it was like through the night this time.
You kidding?
It was great.
No dust.
And then I woke up and no dust. Woke up and went for coffee and just been editing the Burning Man B-sides. Almost done. Annoying. The worst bit of doing something like that is, I say B-sides, it's not a B-side, it's double A-sides. It's a great piece of content.
Yeah.
100% unseen footage. People, I guess this will go out after Sunday, won't it? So people will have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So it's a great piece of content, and it took a lot more effort than I expected, actually. But I've been to Burning Man. I've spent
Hopefully they know.
yeah,
You don't.
remember
Otherwise.
that, and Coachella.
Yeah.
I've spent 3-4 days reliving Burning Man in Final Cut,
Yeah.
and then now I'm doing that again with the
Yeah.
B-sides. I'm just a bit sick of Burning Man now.
Hey, I've got good news for you.
Yeah,
What are you doing this weekend?
doing the Burning Man podcast.
Oi, that'd be
Yeah.
nice for you.
Do you know what?
that
Keeps a roof over my head, and I enjoy talking about it. Don't get me wrong. It's just watching it. Like, so I've got to proof
can
watch this
imagine
again,
reliving
and
it.
there's like this segment in it that I need to like whittle down a bit because it's probably like 25 minutes long in the middle of the video of just us hammered out, like, and it's like, oh, I've got to relive this again.
I get that. To be fair,
Yeah,
I can imagine. It's
it is what it is.
it's very good that there's it's such like a wealth of, is that the right word? Maybe wealth of content. I don't know.
We
It's such
set
a-
out to do that. When
the
it
big one,
costs
isn't
that
it?
much,
Mm.
you can't afford to just do one vid.
No, absolutely not.
And,
Imagine
I know,
just like a 2-dayer.
but sometimes I wish we were like a fucking, you know, I mean, I don't want to diss anyone,
Here we go.
but like some people have got it so much easier.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying we're down the mine, but I'm saying from a YouTuber's perspective, you know, I've mentioned before, like, I don't have the brain power to make a video essay, but like,
yeah.
I watched some video essays last night about this guy called Wings of Redemption. He's like this lol cow guy.
I was gonna say that sounds really familiar, but I don't know
He's
where.
basically
Doesn't
like
he have
a
Boogie?
contra. Yeah, he's
Right,
he's
that's
like
what
Boogie or like a Dark Side
Okay,
Phil,
yeah.
if you know Dark Side Phil, but
Mm.
just a nerd on the internet. And it's like this video's got like millions of views, and like didn't even have to get on a flight to make it.
It's it's truly. I'm envious because I'd love to be able to tell a tale.
I would, and
I can barely string an intro to this together.
I think you know, we've both wanted to make like
Yeah,
other
yeah,
types
absolutely.
of YouTube content. Not that I want to stop making the content we're
Yeah.
making.
So we're
'cause I love
closing
that.
TPD.
I do love it, but like we've spoke for 15 years probably about like
Yeah.
I've wanted to do gaming stuff, you've wanted to do gaming stuff, but before like doing gaming stuff was the thing, like
Yeah.
pre-streamer, like let's play, like and it's just I just don't have the brain power for it.
I am. God, I'm going to sound old now. I hate myself.
Mm.
I'm going to say it anyway. It's amazing. Some of the, like I'm watching content creators on YouTube now that they've easily got like 10 years on me,
Mm.
but they're so compelling to listen to and the way they deliver content. And like the other day, I think on an I swear on an ep of this, I mentioned my subscriptions just like wasn't working for me.
Yeah, you
So
were
I've
gonna
started, like
cancel them, weren't you?
yeah, so I'm sort of cleaning house now. So I've
I've
got
thought
rid
about
of
that a lot since you said it.
got rid of a few and just found others but also I swear the algorithm is like pushing newer stuff. I'm getting stuff with like people with like 50 subscribers. How
Yeah.
on earth are you on my front page?
I mean, I've got one here on the front page next to Linus, next to Critical, next to some others. And it's a guy, I tested every item on the Greg's menu and it's got 1,000 views, you know, which is not a
mean-
lot. Now, I'd be lying if I said we've not thought of doing that video as well. I'm sure someone else has done it
Yeah, yeah.
before this guy, but do you know what? I'll check that out. Dylan Hudson. I will check that out and I'll add it to my watch later because you got to respect it and you got to keep an eye out for these small creators.
You have. And also I do wonder what the How much heavy lifting testing is doing in that, like scientific wise? Is he counting the calories? Is he burning it to see how much energy it produces?
I wonder.
You just go.
There's a lot of food related videos that because our chicken shop video was so successful.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was incredibly successful and so low budget relative to we're going to America with 10 people. We thought like food is, I think, part of what we want to incorporate into the off-season content. So we thought about like, let's go to every Nando's in the UK. It's like, well, there's like fucking 800
That's
of
a
them.
lot, innit?
So then it's like, well, what if we go to like the flagship Nando's in each major city? It's like, do what though? Like, and the Greg's thing, I was thinking literally like 2 days ago, like, do we do like, we went to every Greg's in Newcastle, but like, the thing is that they're going to be so consistent across the board. Like,
it's tough because I would love more non-festival stuff, like personally, but I don't know. Even that in itself is a challenge, isn't it? And also to make it entertaining,
like myself.
Oh yeah, no, you could get one of our glorious trains, mate.
Oh, mate,
ever heard of them?
Started on the trains. Good God.
I do like this stuff. It's like what I always forget which one we did. The what was the spoons challenge?
Yeah, I was
every spoons in.
I was referencing that earlier because I needed a clip from it, and
they were
good, one of our better performers in the grand scheme of things. I think the Monopoly one is here on the top viewed, and
that was a really good little trip. That
yeah, it was, and we did another one, didn't we? That wasn't Monopoly. There was
Monopoly, and there was
every weather. Oh, here it is.
That was Weatherspoons. Wasn't Monopoly, was it? Is that right?
It's our 11th most viewed video is drinking all 20 Weatherspoons in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which we ripped off as an idea from
Did, yeah.
Kieran Carlin, I think his name is. A nice lad who I've met a few times now. And then Becky ripped it off.
Yeah.
And then we ripped it off. We saw it from Becky and ripped it off. And we credited them. And their videos did better than ours.
Do you know, you say rip off, and I just think ideas are cyclical.
I agree.
Much like fashion is reverting back to the 90s. You know, IP, it's not an IP, is it?
I think, yeah, I guess with something so personality driven.
Yeah.
You know, you had, when Kieran did his, I believe it was one guy doing it. Right. That was the baseline. And then Becky did it, and it's like a lass doing it. So it's a different perspective. And then we did it with like 8 mans doing it. So again, it's a different, it wasn't just a complete carbon copy. Though I would be pissed off, to be honest, if like someone was like, I went to every chicken shop. I was like, that's our fucking idea. We executed it perfectly. And goddamn anyone if they go to Glastonbury next year as well. That's what we do.
While we're at it, we have sent an email to Sean Evans and said, what are you doing?
Don't get me started on Hot Twos. I was chatting in the Patreon Discord about Hot Twos. Shout out the Patreon.
In what sense?
Just like, you know, remember when, so it cost, Hot Twos cost about $1,000 to produce, all in. That's like,
how many did you,
not including my time,
5?
but like, yeah. So that's like buying all the stuff, getting the setup, getting the sauces, getting the curtains and stuff. Like, it looks very low end, but it costs a little bit. And I secured a sponsor for it, which covered the cost of the whole season if we'd have shot the whole season. And shot 5 of them, edited them, loved them, announced them, and then just got absolutely rinsed on Instagram. Remember
the initial? I think it's worth saying that I think by the end of it, the reception was a lot better. It really, there was a bit of a curve there. But initially, it was just.
I just don't get it, and I'm not very good at taking criticism. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm not. But even knowing that, I do think that the Hot Twos announcement was way over criticized.
I think. Do you know what? I remember the chats we had internally at that time, and you were quite something which actually I at the time, I'll admit I was probably wrong on, because I was thinking myself, I was like, this maybe this is the wrong step. I remember you saying at the start you were just like kind of like hold the line almost, you weren't really wavering much, and I think after, I don't know, once people got the idea, it was literally just
I don't know why people were so upset.
I get from the perspective of you've got no ideas left, you're copying off that.
But it wasn't.
It
wasn't replacing anything else. I get it if we were like, no more festivals. We're doing this. But like that was like a little passion project for me to do
Yes.
with a lot of thought gone into it. And it was just like doing the podcast.
Yeah.
But like, let's just steal this format. It was unashamedly stolen. That wasn't hidden. Our merch is ripped off. You know, the box logo is a rip off. We do rip off songs. Like we do parody a lot of things.
But do you know what as well? So obviously we know there's hot. I don't
Hot
know.
ones.
Hot ones.
Yeah.
God, that's what I just cannot pronounce words.
Because it was so like for like, we were worried about cease and desist, weren't we?
But the thing is with that hot you one. Oh God, what is
hot
it?
ones.
God, that right? Fine. Brain's not working today. I'm so tired. I've had like 2 hours sleep. I'm so tired, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Anyway, unlike summer.
Unlike summer, just you and I again.
For the listeners, I'm staring at the empty seats. No, so they exist, but they're like obviously they've made a business out of that. I always saw ours, and maybe I don't know what the end goal was, but it's just like a get to know the squad, innit?
It really
and
was.
It was a great format to deliver that.
And I think that we posted it, and someone, whoever it was, like hated that post and like commented quite early. And then that was like a hive mind thing.
It's always the way, innit?
Yeah, and it was really deflating. And it sucks because it was good fun. And
it was
do you know
fun
what?
For us as well.
It was. And I've got the questions for Raz, Jake, and whoever else we didn't do. Me and Chris. I haven't got questions for me.
You have to ask yourself.
I guess, yeah. I was thinking of actually doing that in the edit. But like, it's so much work, and people did level out and enjoy it. But like, the initial plan was to do one a month with like a guest and get like someone from a band on or something. But people just really upset about it.
Do you know what? I wonder if we did do that and we go down the route of external guests. I wonder if I could imagine the backlash resurfacing potentially.
Well, that's why when we did the post on Insta, it said like guests email like spicy at tpd.tv. And then we had that discussion. We were like, let's pull that and let's pull the sponsor from the rest of them as well.
That was such
just like peter out, which is a shame because it was great.
The Instagram sort of the Insta comments were a real little bubble, and then the actual comments on the video were generally
the comments
positive,
were overwhelmingly
nice,
positive.
Yeah.
But you know, it's no disrespect or hate to anyone that didn't like it. Fair enough, you're allowed to not like stuff, but I was amazed how big the backlash was on that. And also, I remember us being like, right, so that's the most recent thing we've put out across all platforms, all content is this Insta post. I was like, we need another Insta post to go out like ASAP to take some of the heat off that. And we were like, what should we do? And it just so happened the 75 tour was starting the day after, so we just made this post of like, who's ready for the 75 tour with like loads of pictures from the past tours we've done, and it just worked and just neutralized the whole vibe and got loads of likes and loads of positive comments again. And
started a new podcast called the Happy Hours Podcast.
Yeah, sign me up. I have to get my teeth done. Raz can host.
What else have we got to say? So I was thinking, what admin do I have to get out of the way?
Well, maybe.
So we missed a week just through scheduling issues. So that was exciting. And then the recording crashed last week. Bit of a pain, but it is what it is. And obviously the lighting was really bad, but we're sorting that out. Still, maybe we'll figure it out. I'm dog sitting this weekend. Well, from when I get home tonight, which is annoying. So I'm out.
I think I have my own bugbear with pet sitting.
Go on.
Dog, I can understand.
Yeah.
Dog needs attention.
Yeah,
needs care. I grew up with a family with cats. I grew up in a terrace council house, and 3 of the 4 houses in the terrace was family. It was a cool setup actually. But each house had like 4 cats.
Yep.
So there was cats everywhere, and I loved some of these cats. Didn't particularly care about some others. Blah blah. Blah. You know, there's different. I got on with the cats. Like
relationships are complicated.
You know what? But these cats, we looked after them, of course. Like they were up to date with like the stuff at the vets. They were clean. They were well fed. They were well looked after. They were loved. But they just kind of did whatever the fuck they wanted, and we allowed them to. You know, they were going out. They'd go out on an evening. They'd have like a basket in the garden and stuff, and it brings my piss to a boil, quite frankly, when you've got a man like Chalk who's like, sorry, I can't do this weekend. I'm looking after the cat. It's like, what do you mean? Like,
what
literally,
does
like,
that
it's
entail?
a cat. Now, not specifically you, Chuck. I'm not going to go at you. I just wanted it to be clear that I'm not hating on anyone specifically outside of the group. But like knowing how, like I've seen people take cats for a walk on a lead, Ben.
I've actually never seen that.
I've seen people take a cat for a walk on a lead.
That's too far. They're just not. They're not.
They don't require that level of attention.
No, they don't require.
They give them all the love in the world, absolutely. But like, they shouldn't be getting in the way of you living your life. A dog is way more different.
It's really it's quite frustrating because the gist of what's going on with me is so it's my parents' dog and my brother up until a bit ago now, but up until fairly recently, lived there. So could dogs? They're retired. They go on holiday all the time, living the best life. So my brother would look after the dog, no issues. He's got his own place now. It's a flat. Can't have pets.
Where's he living?
Morley.
Nice.
Lovely little flat.
Morley's good.
Morley is good. But now I'm the closest person with the house.
Shit.
Yeah. So I know, and I can't. It's got to the point where because I've dog sat quite a bit now. It's got to the point where I can't even I don't know, mow the lawn or something, which you'll know I love doing.
Yeah.
I can't do it because the dog will bark. Because I'm in a semi-detached. The dog will bark to the point where I can hear it outside over the lawnmower. The neighbour can hear it, and there was one point where I stepped out for a little bit, and I saw him on the Ring doorbell, knocking on. So I
hopped the dog,
hopped it back to say, and he was like, "Oh, just making sure everything's all right." And it's just a nightmare. So now, literally, I'm looking after this dog for like a week, and I'm not. She's just gonna be by my side all day, every day, and it's so annoying.
So yeah, some pets require a lot of attention. Like that.
Yeah,
cats absolutely not, and I tell you that from first-hand experience. Yeah. And some of these cats lived to like 18. Like they were
pretty old.
They were fucking haggard by the end of it, mate. Honestly, but yeah, like I mean, my dream pet is like either an African grey parrot or a hyacinth macaw.
Right.
Both like parrot type thing.
Yeah.
And I would love one. And sometimes I'm not like a super soppy animal guy. Like there's a few dogs that I really, really like.
You had a Labrador, didn't you? Is that right?
I had a Labrador. I don't have any particular fondness for Labrador over like any other kind of generic mid-range dog.
Yeah.
But I do like
mid-range.
Some bulldogs, and there's some dogs where I really like them, but I'm not a crazy dog person. But I love parrots, and I can watch a video of a parrot, and it just like I get why people like stuff. Like my heart just goes warm. But like I've looked into getting a parrot, and they're just so high maintenance.
I imagine it would very quickly stink out the fly.
And they do, yeah. My mum was like, because I was thinking like, I'll just buy one and give it to my mum, and then I could just go see it.
Just see it.
She's like, no, they stink. They live till they're like 80. They need I wish there was. If anyone out there has got in the Leeds area got one of those any kind of bird that can talk.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a bird that bloody talks your ear off down the pub. I just love it, man. And
you just want to visit?
Yeah, I just like just a little ad hoc parrot action. You know, I've got the parrot tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm committed.
You can't really have any roots, can you? You're way too much.
Yeah,
it would just be the old ball and chain.
It's very hard for me to maintain
Yeah.
personal relationships, never mind a pet. But for the greater good of, you know, the benefit there is,
Yeah.
I get to live what would be some people's dreams, and certainly is mine.
Yeah. The burning man. You're a burner now, mate.
I'm a burner, mate.
You're a burner.
Not everyone can say that. Speaking of burning,
Go on.
do you remember when you used to burn discs?
Yeah.
Well, you can't burn discs with no disk drive.
That's true.
PS5 Pro.
Yeah, PS5 Pro. The only pro thing about it is probably Sony must be professionally inserting. I don't know where that's going. It's really bad, mate. In my opinion.
I PlayStation gamer since the early days, you know.
Yeah.
I remember PS1 was $2.99 when it came out, which was groundbreakingly low.
God, that's less than a meal deal.
$299. I don't remember the retail price of the PS2. PS3 was very expensive, $499 US.
It was a big boy, that wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was like one of the very early kind of
memes. They got backlash for that.
They did.
And it looked like a George Foreman.
PS4 came out at $329 for the standard PS4. And this PS5 Pro that just got announced yesterday, £700.
Interestingly enough, $700 and €800 as well. So the pricing, because usually the UK pricing is, with the currency conversion, it's like they'll be like 50 quid. You know, so say it's 400.
With PlayStation, it usually is a 50 whatever less for the pound. But they're just doing the Apple method, aren't they? Apple can get away with it.
It's really
$999, £999.
I think Apple's such a its own little ecosystem though, and also the device is like. I looked at that and I read at what they were selling.
What, the PS5
the
Pro?
PS5 Pro. So I was like, 700 quid. What am I getting out of that over the PS5? Well, it looks to me like I'm getting
better
better
GPU.
Better GPU, really just dynamic resolution. That's your killer
AI
feature.
resolution.
Yeah, it's funny how they've put AI in there because it's not. It kind of is, kind of isn't. Nvidia's been doing this for years. DLSS, and it's just.
What do they call it? PSSR, PlayStation Spectral.
Everyone's calling it PISA.
Are they?
Which is quite funny.
What do they? What is it?
But it is PSSR, yeah.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
I can't remember the full name.
Fucking hell. What is it called? PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution.
Which is fine.
£700 is. I know that these things are just PC components.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Especially now.
But and a PC for 700 quid is a great deal.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, I'm in the market like for a PS5. Not right now, because amazingly, it's been out for 4 years, the PS5, and there's still literally fucking zero reason
even
to buy
in the trailer,
one.
they were putting old games.
Literally, it's embarrassing.
It is
But
embarrassing.
obviously, for GTA, I've been eyeing up like the best setup. I've bought my OLED TV.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And then the next part of that puzzle was the PS5 Pro when it got announced, and it's been announced. And at 700 quid, if it's still 700 quid when GTA comes around, I will not be buying one.
It's that I honestly don't think that it's tough because obviously don't play consoles. Have done in the past, but I am a PC gamer through and through. But at 700 quid, you are firmly in the territory of, do you just want a PC? Because you could get, it's modular. It's going to last you longer. The only thing you're missing out on is the convenience of having PCs aren't great in the living room. I mean, you can get controllers for them and stuff like that, but they're not great.
Yeah, it's not an ideal living room.
It's not an ideal living room thing. And also you're missing out on exclusives. But even then, both Xbox and PlayStation, loads of stuff's coming to PC now.
I mean, the thing for me, the reason to have the console for me is GTA is going to be out 2 years before, and I think it's mental that you would even consider waiting.
Hey, come on.
But the big argument with console for me used to be I can buy a PS3, buy a PS2, buy a PS4, whatever, and it's going to play all the games for that thing.
Agreed.
But now, with these Pro iterations, I'm sure it will still play all the games. There will probably never be a game that's PS5 Pro only.
100%.
But
agreed, yeah.
Back in like the PS2 day, if you look at any console, a launch title versus like a final model year title, it'll look way better.
Yes.
Because the developers have really optimized what they can do on that specific hardware. So the PS2 uses something called an emotion engine graphics unit. Yeah.
Wow.
And by the end of the PS2 lifecycle, the good developers could get so much out of that that some of those PS2 games looked like PS3 games.
Yeah.
With this Pro revision, it just stops developers doing that, because instead of them getting better at we've got this hardware so optimized in a PS5 now that the games look amazing. It's like Mark Cerny even said in the press announcement, like developers have been asking for like more powerful hardware.
Yeah.
And I think it's just lazy, and it's just throwing money, like expecting the customer to throw more money at it when it should be the developers getting better at developing. Who's listening to this? Who cares about this?
Well, it's interesting. We've gone from, so what have we done? Festival content, us, Hot Twos, a parrot, and now PlayStation.
I'm really secretly passionate about gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming is something
I'm not that secret.
I'm not even a gamer. I don't even play games, mate. But it's been so instrumental in like who I've become today. You know,
Yeah.
it's been, and I do believe gaming is the ultimate storytelling mechanism.
Yeah.
And I just wish things were simpler.
So what's interesting is there's a lot of rhetoric going around about people saying this is a bit of a cash grab, and I think that is probably true, but there is also the argument that you've got obviously the big AI boom. You've got a load of companies like Apple, like Sony, like Microsoft, like everyone in the PC space, all after these components, and there is a bit of a strain there. So stuff isn't cheap, so that will have added to the cost. But for me, it's like, okay, so you put all into that mix. Okay, you can forgive that maybe, but I just cannot see who this is for, because I'm thinking if I don't have a PlayStation, if I'm still on PS4, I'm just going to get a PS5, because there was nothing in that 9-minute video that said to me, this is worth like double, more than double. I'm having to pay extra for my vertical stand, which actually it's been
You've
shown.
always had to do that, to be fair, with a PlayStation. And
I'm still annoyed about it.
It's so not required either.
I mean, but the thing is, that stand will be worth pennies. To manufacture
Oh,
pennies. You know, disk drive, you're not even getting the improved PlayStation controllers. You're just getting the bog standard ones.
So I can buy a used PS5 with a warranty now for 190 quid.
Yeah.
Or if I want to buy a brand new PS5 digital edition, so like for like with the Pro, 370. So it's still a full console price, that, but it's literally,
It's
just
to
almost
swallow,
half
innit?
price. Yeah, like, because, you know, PS5, if I'm entering, so when I enter, right, I'm going to want, say, PS5 Pro,
Yep.
GTA, let's say for argument, just the base GTA disc. I will be getting the collector's edition and the regular edition and the special edition.
Yeah.
But let's just say,
Yeah.
you know, so PlayStation.
Steam edition, I think.
PlayStation, 700 quid now for the PS5.
Yeah.
Decent headset. Oh, can you use Bluetooth? Let's scrap a headset. Let's scrap a headset.
Yeah.
But PS5, GTA is going to be 60, 70 quid. Let's say 60.
Easily.
So 760. PS Plus for the year is like what, 40 quid?
No idea.
So that's 800 quid.
Yeah.
And what if I want another game?
Yeah.
You know,
just why
like,
not?
It's so extortionate.
Yeah, it is. I just, I mean, it was just really, it did not need to be 9 minutes. All you've got, honestly, I just think you've just got like the dynamic res. Even when they were comparing the two, the videos, and you could see on the was it fidelity mode on the base model, at 30 FPS, it's a little bit more jagged because you're literally comparing 30 to 60. But if you're playing that, you're not going to notice that.
Truly,
and for something that you're not going to notice, why spend 700 quid?
Could they not have made some kind of like eGPU style in between like box cable for people who really want that dynamic resolution?
Oh, like a module.
Yeah,
something.
and
God.
like
I mean,
you do HDMI out into that, and then because this is a niche thing, like who cares?
I don't know. Obviously, this isn't a tech podcast, and we're not tech influencers or whatever. But
we could be if we went to that CES that we got invited to.
I would have loved.
Me too,
to
man.
look at those washing machines, man.
You and me both.
But I do wonder who it's for. It's really interesting. The not including the disk drive.
Disappointing from a company that has generally stood by its players for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, old heads out there will remember the Xbox One announcement that fell so flat, and Sony were just on it, like, where for the players. That was even the slogan. But like, I love Sony, and I think they're a great company. But this is a bit of a misfire.
I think it is a misfire, and I think it's also potentially indicative of where the industry is going, because if they're charging that and then Xbox are like, well, we're going to charge that, and if the bulk of that increase is because of chips, you know,
I don't think there is any mileage in like the chip shortage anymore. I really don't. Like, I worked at Apple when the chip shortage was at its height.
Well, it's two different things, because you had a chip shortage during COVID, but now it's the AI boom, so it's more the demand.
Okay. Fair enough.
As such. is the main issue. But I think we're going to see a very expensive Xbox coming out.
Microsoft have been really good. I mean, I entered this generation of console gaming about a year ago, so quite late. Because of Hogwarts Legacy, I really wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy, which was incredible.
See, they're doing a second.
Are they? Excellent. And I'm ready to play that again, actually.
Yeah. I still need to finish it.
And do you know what? I bought that little cheap Xbox, the Xbox Series S.
Looks
is it
like
called?
A speaker. Yeah.
Visually looks like the aesthetics of the unit. Gorgeous piece of hardware.
Yeah.
200 quid on Amazon, brand new. Like that's like the retail price.
That's such a
219.
cheap way to get into sort of AAA gaming, isn't it?
Yeah, and like
really
it doesn't have a disc drive, which I am against. I'm a big fan of the residual value of a game and the discs and stuff. But you know, I think about like a single mum and their kid wants a fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
You're laughing at 200 quid.
Yeah.
You really are. Buzzing with it. When I worked at Game, we worked at Game together for a bit. Jack Smith worked at Game. I'd love to do a podcast talking about retail. If anyone wants to listen to me talk about retail for a bit.
The view from the shop.
But when PS4 and Xbox One came out, that's when I worked at Game in November of 2013. And I worked there for a few years, but that was like the best bit.
I worked there for a few months. Not even that.
And we Game was a dodgy shop. And they would, you know, like Curry's PC World, they exist to exploit the customer to a degree. I'm not saying everyone in Game is bad, but certainly the management. And when we had PS4 and Xbox Ones available to sell that weren't like pre-order allocated around launch, we would make them into this bundle. And I say I wasn't playing a part in this, but they were made into like a bundle in store where you would get like the Xbox One, which was $429 at launch because it came with a Kinect. So that's quite a lot of money for a console. But then there'd be like 3 Blu-rays, shitty
With
Blu-ray films. Yeah, like a load of like Game branded like shitty third-party accessories.
Yeah.
A warranty, which is super illegal to bundle in a warranty and insurance product with a package like that.
Right.
And we were only allowed to sell them, and it worked out at about 750 quid. And I remember getting bollocked once because this woman came in and her kid just really wanted one.
Yeah.
And she'd like saved, and she, you know, I'm not like judging her here based on nothing, but she told me like, you know, hard times and that she's saved up, she's coming because she's seen the fucking retail price of the console. She just wants to buy the console, and then someone's going to tell her, you've got to buy this Steve Coogan like Blu-ray with it and shit, and Transformers Blu-ray. And I sold her a solo unit. I was like, don't worry about it, like I got you.
Yeah.
And I got bollocked for that.
That's so shady. Not even shady, that's just like almost malicious, isn't it? Like, that's awful.
Truly terrible. That's what was good about working at Apple, because your one mission is to just give the customer a great time.
Yeah.
There's targets there, but like if you're even operating at 10% of your brain power, you'll hit all the targets.
We'll get them on the accessories, Rob.
It was great, man. I'd love to talk about it more in depth on a podcast, but maybe for the future.
Well, there'll be time for that.
Hopefully.
In the future.
Yeah.
When something happens. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. I think the angle I would take is probably when it drops in price or GTA 6 comes out, whichever's happens sooner is the time to jump onto the Pro.
I totally agree.
But even then, again, you're not. Even if you didn't, I just don't think you're missing out on anything, unless GTA 6 is like a massive system hog and
they say like optimized for Pro or something, which you know I'm sure it will be. To be fair,
it's going to be a massive game.
Apparently, it's internally delayed now until 2026.
I heard about that, and I also heard Jason Schreier has had word from 6 devs saying they haven't heard anything about a delay, but there's 2 conflicting arguments, or rumors, I guess. I think it's a safe bet to say it will be delayed.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, just look at any other release.
I agree.
That they've done.
Yep.
But hey, I'm used to waiting, so
yeah. Well, do you know what?
I'll be playing 5 for a couple of years longer.
5's so good still, man.
It's mad how many cycles, how many consoles I've been through. It's insane. Do you want to hear about my trip to Edinburgh? Short story
yeah,
for you.
yeah, another trip to Edinburgh.
Another trip, unrelated to the channel. Just went for work. Quick little trip up. Stayed there for 2 nights. One night I was there with a couple of guys from work, and then my last night I was there on my Todd. First night was excellent. We went out, went to Bucks Bar. You know, well,
I saw on your story actually.
absolutely gorgeous.
Stunning, isn't it, mate?
So those guys hadn't been before. I've obviously only been once with you, and I was like, boys, let me treat you. So went to Bucks. They both loved it. New fans. That was brilliant. Ended up going out in Edinburgh. Went to Stramash, and we saw. Don't know if you remember Skyline, that you've seen in Box Bar in Glasgow.
Oh, band
with it's the guy who has the long hair, and he looks like kind of like what's that guy?
What, like
singing?
a famous singer?
Not famous, but they're just a band that we've both seen, but I can't really describe them.
In Glasgow.
But they were in Edinburgh this time.
Yeah.
But it was cool because they're in Stramash, which is quite a stage upgrade and a venue upgrade to Box Bar. Although arguably Box Bar is the best. It is Box Bar, isn't it? No, the Box, sorry.
Yeah.
The Box in Glasgow. I think Box has a better vibe, but Stramash, I've never been there before. It's a cool venue. Anyway, saw them, and it's quite funny because they're like a rock band. Played Oasis.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. Ride the algorithm.
Why not? The in real life algorithm.
But that was brilliant. But the crux of my stories is the night after I was on my Todd, which I'm not a stranger to being in a random city by myself due to my job. But yeah, I went to the Stand in Edinburgh.
Oh, the comedy club.
The comedy club, which is I just love. I just think it's an easy win when you're having a night by yourself, rather than sitting in the hotel room. Anyway, got chatting to a guy. It was just really bizarre how this happened. So basically, me and him were outside, like waiting for it to open. And he just was asking me about it. He said, "Oh, do you know about this?" I said, "Oh yeah, this is Red Raw. It's like when they do the new acts and all this stuff." Then we get into the venue, and I just like sit, like separate. I'm like, "Oh, I'm not going to just like sit next to him. That's weird." He then says, "Oh, can I sit next to you?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." Get chatting. Turns out he's a bit of a budding comedian himself. So he's done a couple of open mic nights. He's been in Edinburgh. He's from Barcelona. And he's been in Edinburgh about 6-7 years now. And he's trying to obviously start something. So he's looking for like comedy venues and stuff. So he wants to apply to the Stand. But what was brilliant was first off, just randomly meeting someone. You don't know each other. There's no sort of pre-existing connection there. It's just, chatting. But the second thing is we're like analysing and reviewing the comedians. So there was a couple of intermissions and we're just like chatting and saying, "Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?" And honestly, mate, it was just a brilliant night.
Oh, I'm glad it sounds like it sounds like good fun.
Yeah, it was just so strange.
I just couldn't do it on my own.
It's a good laugh, I think, because that's twice now. Because I met a girl from California. This was years ago.
I've been to California.
You have have I been? Yeah, that's where I think is, isn't it?
You've been as well.
I have now. The Stand in Glasgow. Again, I was just by myself.
Oh, there's one in Glasgow.
Yeah, really good. So I was just in there by myself on a work night out. Well, I'd been working, and this girl just sat next to me, and we got chatting. And from California, just weird
Sunshine State.
meetings. Yeah.
Love
Anyway,
California.
good city, Edinburgh. Really like it.
Yeah, amazing city. Really, really good.
And I want to go again. That's the end of my story.
I'm due a trip up to Scotland to see Ryan. Ryan
is he in Glasgow?
Ryan lives in Glasgow, yeah, and he's like such a great friend. But I just don't get to see him as often as I'd like. And I was going to go see him this weekend actually, but he's busy. But I really do need to hang out with him again because it's been like we don't get to see. We see each other all the time in gig season because a lot of the gigs I go to are with him. But it'd be nice to see him, Ryan. If you're listening, hope you're doing well, mate. Still got your Levi's jacket in my room. I'll be sure to get that to you.
It was a real shame about. We're going to see him the other week, weren't we?
We were. I was going to go to Morgan, but
shame that.
Yeah, I know it is a shame.
But good news.
Yeah.
Not long until the tribute.
So I was looking in the calendar. Yeah. So we've got Morgan Wallen tribute.
Yeah.
That's actually 2 months away.
Well, that's not. It's less than a year.
We've got to get to that Post Malone tribute though. Mate.
I saw that.
I've put the calendar invite in. It's on a Friday in Sheffield in December.
You're not thinking Hudders then?
Well, this one's a Friday.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And it's fair. Chef. I've not actually invited you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I'll pop you invited now. But
very selective.
You know what, mate?
Inclusive
It
list.
doesn't. It's not available to everyone, but we've got to go to that.
Yeah, I'd like to go.
Ignore the time of the invite. I'm bad at doing timing. I'll put 7 p.m.
What? When is it?
6th of December.
Oh,
So anyone listening in the Yorkshire area, if you want to see a Post Malone tribute band, they're called Almost Malone. I don't know if they're any good. I'm not vouching for them. But
I'd have gone with Pre-Malone for me.
Pre-Malone is maybe as good. I don't think I prefer Pre-Malone.
Almost Malone. Because almost you could apply to anyone. It's not. There's no like
almost rhymes with post.
I guess so. Yeah. Email Malone.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Email.
Yeah. Oh,
Do we use emails?
we use emails. Do you want to talk about the iPhone quickly on?
Yeah, why not? It's a
So
tech focused thing.
Worth saying. I've not seen it yet.
It's in person.
No, the
the announcement.
the brief.
So I've watched every Apple event live
Yeah.
since way before like 07.
Do you have your appetizer?
I didn't. But Raz came round. Me and Raz haven't watched them together for the last few years because he's got a life. But Raz and Rach came round and Dan joined us as well and we watched it.
No way. Wow.
Yeah. It was really nice. And we've got an order in for 5 of the new phones already. I wasn't going to get one. But because it's so iterative and I mean it's not a hot take. Like
No.
it's so boring. The colours are boring.
That's what I've read
The
about.
features are boring. But with Apple Intelligence now launching, it just kind of made sense. And that camera feature, have you seen the
button?
Yeah,
thing.
like
yeah, I've seen that.
That seems like a nice way to avoid shooting important vision for people that
do it all the time.
And,
Might be doing it now. Who knows?
maybe that'll be useful. But
yeah.
I was like, right, so I've got the order in. It's just annoying for me because, and what a first world problem this is, but like that'll be now the 3rd iPhone in the space of like 5 weeks that I've had to set up, and I just can't be asked.
Yeah,
but
you
I went
really
for the gold
struggled.
one.
Oh, not struggled, but you were really frustrated with the setup process, weren't you? Before I remember you saying
it's just not as like it used to be really good. Like in the Apple retail store, there's an area called the setup table, and
Okay, right.
as a sales specialist, you'd be zoned on that for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And your job there is just help people set shit up. And anyone that wants to have shit set up in there is generally like an old person.
Yeah.
So they've no idea what they're doing. And it used to be a really rewarding part of the job because you'd talk them through it and teach them how to do it. And the setup process was really easy.
It's a nice touch, that as well.
Yeah, it
like
is.
Retail.
The value service provided that you wouldn't get at Curry's. But now it's so complicated setting the phone up. Like, I'm not saying, I mean, it's not complicated in the sense of like, I don't know what I'm doing. But like, as an eSIM user, as a watch user.
Oh, you eSIM now?
Yeah. So I'm
very nice.
I'm eSIM, I'm watch with cellular. And I've got.
Is that just one contract out of interest?
You pay £7 on top of your existing contract and it just slings it on your watch.
I'm thinking about.
You can jump in and out of it monthly if you want. I'm going to switch it off actually because I don't need it now. But yeah, I also have the 12 terabyte iCloud.
Yeah.
Because I've got loads of shit on there, and it's just not streamlined. I have to speak to EE to get my eSIM moved over every time. It's meant to do it automatically. I have to speak to EE to do it. The watch doesn't transfer over as part of like your phone-to-phone transfer process. So I've then got to reset the watch and reset that up. Then the watch is essentially new, so I've got to change all the settings on the watch. I mean, again, first world problem, but it's not very streamlined. And obviously that's amplified for me because I've had to do it twice in the last few weeks because of my own idiocy.
It's you'd think that'd just be really locked down. Like I don't know, just like an first impression, you'd think that'd be really smooth.
I think there's obviously scenarios where it is.
Yeah.
Like, because the system is built to do your eSIM transfer straight over. It's built to transfer over the watch. It just simply, like so many great things, Apple, when it works, it's brilliant. But when it doesn't, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
We use AirDrop to move over all our footage. And it took Chuck me and Chalk about 15 attempts to airdrop 71 videos from his phone to my Mac in LAX the other day. And every time it fails, the computer's then got these like half-baked video files on it. It doesn't understand what they are, so I have to delete them. And then, you know, you fucking, I can film something now, go to airdrop it to my Mac, and it goes, preparing. It's like, what are you preparing? Just send the fucking video, man.
AirDrop is truly a brilliant little feature, like creating the local network and something that you just think, God, why wasn't that around like from the get-go? Like, why did someone not figure that out? Because Wi-Fi's well old.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi for ages.
We have.
But it's like they did it, that you know, they sorted it out, they got to the moon, but no one thought, but what if this? What's this like exception case?
And the lack of feedback from it. So AirDrop was announced 13 years ago.
Is that right?
13-year-old service AirDrop, and sometimes you just can't find me on AirDrop.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll find the Mac. Sometimes it'll find the Mac and the phone, and you send it to the Mac, and it comes up on the Mac and the phone, and I accept it on the Mac.
Yeah.
But then it still says, "Do you want to accept on the phone?"
Yeah.
And if I press decline to get rid of that notification, it declines it on the Mac, even though the transfers. Oh, it's fucking annoying.
It is annoying. It's real. I'm just not bothered now.
The annoying thing is
intelligence on it. Come on.
The annoying thing is, it is the best way for us to move files.
Yeah, it
over,
really is.
But it's not without its gripes for sure.
I suppose it's always a struggle when you've got like big data to move as well, even outside.
But why?
Well, yeah, but
you
why?
know,
Agreed.
it's 2024.
Yeah.
This is an almost top of the line computer, or top of the line of a few years ago. We've all got the newest phone. We're only shooting in 1080p. These files aren't enormous. They're not raw files.
No, true.
You know, it's a fair few gig, but it's not that hard to peer it.
That one time shooting in 4K was painful.
Yeah.
As a man who probably shoots the least, it's I dread to.
Well,
think
I wanted
what
to
some
make the
people are
change.
handling.
I wanted to shoot in 4K for this year, and we did the Weatherspoons 24 hours in Weatherspoons challenge. We were like, this is low stakes.
Yeah.
Let's shoot it in 4K.
Try it out, yeah.
And it was a terrible experience.
I think
the video looked worse. Though it doesn't help
Right.
that the environment we were in was like a poorly lit Weatherspoons.
To be fair, yeah. I suppose you're just truly pushing the lens there, aren't you? And the sort of the algorithms inside that to make a nice picture.
And you just don't need it. Like people,
No,
it's
you
all
don't.
just so in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. Like
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how many comments we've got since I got my new phone, which is an identical phone. People saying this looks amazing. Like even today, like it was a positive comment, but it was like it must be Rob's new phone. But like this video looks incredible. It's the exact same. It's just you're thinking that's a new phone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting because you sort of think at this point, because you look at, a lot of content I watch is 4K, but then I look at our content, and maybe it's just being biased, I don't know, but I'm like, there's nothing I'm missing here.
No.
It still looks great. I still full screen it.
And
No
even when we
issues.
upload in 4K, like, so we shot Weatherspoons in 4K, but even when we upload in 4K, which I've done many, many times,
Yeah.
it's a 1080 source
Yeah.
rendered into 4K.
Yeah.
And people think it looks better, but it simply doesn't. It's a higher bit rate. We discussed this on the last episode, but it doesn't look really any better, but people think it does. It's so much of it is placebo.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The amount of times I will always check to see, because sometimes I find on YouTube the auto doesn't go to the highest, even though I'm on like a top line PC gigabit connection. You'd think it just but it doesn't.
No, it
So when
flicks itself down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'll click the little cog and I'll see the little premium bit rate, and I'll click it. I'm like,
Yeah.
do I see a difference? I don't know. Is this a PS5 Pro situation? I don't know.
I still click it as well, mate. As a premium user.
As
I
a premium
click
user,
it.
I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, I have to pay full price now since they caught my Turkish
Well, yeah, Turkish.
subscription.
I've paid full price for. I was thinking like YouTube. I was thinking about how Wikipedia asks for donations.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, should I donate like £3 to Wikipedia
How much do you use it?
all the time?
Really?
And not only
Not
that,
used it since uni, man.
but I love it.
Yeah, it is great.
I love Wikipedia. Now I'm not going to donate because I watched a video about why you don't need to. And then I was like, what else do I love that I get for nothing? Like YouTube. I was like, well, I pay for YouTube Premium,
Yeah.
but I'm so I'm so happy to pay for YouTube Premium because YouTube is just such a fantastic. I mean, obviously, aside from it indirectly paying my bills,
Yeah.
like it's just
I mean,
a website that's just like
Quite directly.
have nah, not strictly. but,
Okay, fair enough.
Like YouTube just went have every piece of entertainment for free.
Yeah.
Every good piece, anyway. Anyway, we're rambling on about.
We
tech.
are rambling. Just before we move on, I do think it's these days the quality that's on YouTube. You know, I think it is a reasonable proposition if you use. I mean, it's probably my
YouTube
primary,
is the ultimate source of entertainment.
It's probably my primary thing that I watch.
I love it.
Mm.
I love it so much. I really do,
Do
mate.
you have any more to say?
I don't have enough
just love
words,
it.
mate, to describe how
just
how
love
good
it.
YouTube is. God.
Especially now that they're clamping down like ad blockers and like stuff like that. It's
Well, yeah, again,
Like
that don't
through the
don't
browser
affect
and
me
stuff.
as a premium user, so no
exactly
complaints
that.
there.
I couldn't. Sometimes when I go, like sometimes when we're watching stuff in here, and the account's not a premium user, and the ads come on, I'm like, wow, that's so jarring.
Yeah, I haven't seen a
How can you
YouTube ad for
live
fucking
like that?
ages.
Anyway, speaking of stuff,
Yeah, I love stuff.
I've got an email here for you.
An email for me?
Yeah.
Amazing.
What is
that, podcast at tpd.tv?
It's podcast.tpd.tv.
I should be paying attention. I'm just cropping out this fault.
Do you know what? Whilst you were talking, I was just trying to get my
My apologies. I'm
cut-
trying to do the thumbnail.
the inbox is quite full, and I
is
meant to
it?
do it before I.
Well, let's
Okay,
read it.
mate,
Let's do a
look,
few.
Let's do a few.
Let's make sure that people are getting the value out of the time there.
They're emailing in.
Yeah,
Um.
because we appreciate that.
So this is probably my favorite intro to an email. My favorite greeting.
I'm listening now.
Hi Ben and whoever else is in the room.
Hello.
Hello. If you could only ever go to 3 festivals again, which 3 would they be? You can go every year, but only to those 3.
Good question.
I think.
Great question.
Yeah, I think you're the man to ask this.
Boomtown.
Great choice. What was that other one you liked? Beat Herder.
Beat Herder.
Okay.
Didn't get as many views as Boomtown though. So
So this isn't
I mean, they're
a
asking
viewer-
me.
a
So
viewer count.
Boomtown. I'm just thinking about views.
Really?
Yeah, I'm only
what about
thinking
for
about.
your experience.
I don't even know what my experience is anymore, Ben.
It's just.
I'm not part timer, man.
I'm just thinking about every experience I have in my life. I'm thinking, how many views will this get me?
Leeds has been a bit whack for the last couple of years, but I'd like to say Leeds.
Leeds, but not for the reasons you think. Not for the festival. It's almost for the people. Well, for me, it is.
I think
For me, it's for the
too many
people.
people.
You what?
We had too many people this year.
Yeah, we had a lot of people.
I like all those people.
Yeah.
I'd just rather it just shuffle it and pick 10. I'm not saying I prefer anyone over anyone else, but I just don't really enjoy being in big groups of people like that. But
It's a different vibe, isn't it?
yeah. Boomtown, Leeds,
Mm.
and do you know what? I am gonna choose one. I'm not choosing these based on views. I'm saying them actually
Okay,
based on my
right.
experience. Boomtown, Leeds Fest, Benicassim.
Great.
Benny
you
is so underrated.
Do you know what I like about those choices is that they're not just because I'd just be like, oh, he's just going to go the big ones, America, you know. But actually, having been to all of them, I can see why. I think because like I was going to say like Stagecoach for the properly introduced to this
Stagecoach
country.
is incredible.
It is incredible. It's the first time I've done it. Got me into a country. Really good vibe. But did I have as good a time at Stagecoach as I did at Benny? I'm probably not, you know.
Benny's like my favorite European festival, I think, aside from Rock for People. But that's such a different vibe. Like Benicassim is brilliant, even with its subpar lineups.
Yeah.
I love Benny.
I suppose it depends what your reason is, because like I think again, I always say it and I need to stop because people think I'm getting paid. Kendall. Great little Great little thing. Not the best.
I think it's the best,
but-
best in its class,
Yeah.
best in its
Great.
category. But
But I had a good time there.
I mean,
That's
I've
what
had
I'm
amazing
thinking.
times at Kendall. The issue is
Did
if
a
I
gig-
could
we
only
did a
choose 3,
Set there, didn't we?
yeah.
TJ, yeah.
If I could only choose 3, then anything other than like major events just don't come into the.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that with any disrespect, because some of the best times I've ever had have been at these. I mean, Kendall's not a small event, but
No.
it's not a AAA, like, you know, amazing. I mean, I haven't even talked about Download. Download's incredible.
Yeah.
I'd probably rather go to Download than Leeds, thinking about it. This is a complicated question.
Isn't it? It's tough,
If you
innit?
could ask the question again, but split it into like AAA, then stuff like Kendall, then like a small independent, and then a
Yeah.
specific US category as well, then I would be happy to give you all my answers.
It's almost like we need some kind of awards ceremony.
Yeah, we do.
For and it carries on. Also, it's way more fun listening to you guys chat about random shit you're interested in rather than talking about a festival you've just been to.
I totally.
He's going to
agree.
be disappointed with the app on Monday.
The
that's
Burning
just
Man
come
one's
out, yeah.
different.
It is different.
But hopefully you've learned about the Emotion engine in the PS2, and
Absolutely.
maybe next week we'll talk about the cell architecture in the PS3.
The what was the one everyone hated? It was the cells, wasn't it?
Cell was
Everyone was complaining
notoriously
about.
hard to develop. For you.
Anyway, so that was from Ollie. So thanks, Ollie. Thanks
Cheers,
for your
Ollie.
email.
Big up. Thanks for being a part of the community, mate.
It's oh yeah, it says love the potty, which is very nice. I really need to open up more tabs. I've got another one here for again involves you.
Perfect.
There's a theme here.
I love stuff that involves me.
So this is from Jake and Hev.
Jake and
Jake
Hev.
and Hev from The Bears Escape. Don't know if you've heard of that.
Bears Escape.
Yeah, they've got their own little channel. I had a look at it. It's quite good.
Okay, I see.
So
it,
I'll start.
Theme park.
Mm.
Oh, it's not just theme parks, is it?
So Jake and Hev go, hey, we hope you and the squad are doing well this festival season.
Thanks. We are. Thank you very much.
Big fans of the main channel and also the pod. Big love, Ben. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Appreciate that.
Everyone's getting some love here.
Everyone's getting some bloody love. We heard the Outbreak app where you spoke about interactions you have had with people and also fans with yourselves. After hearing some of the negative comments towards you guys, we just wanted to let you know we met the squad. For context, that was a while ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah. When we talked about
we were talking about
the Reddit,
the Reddit,
dissing us on the Reddit for being rude.
Just want to get from
Stuff that
A
didn't
to B.
happen, baby.
Yeah. We just wanted to let you know we met the squad at Leeds Fest last year. Literally minutes before 1975, you all had the time to speak to us both, and Rob had a pic with us after the set. Thank you. We actually ended up watching 1975 right next to you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We hope we did affect your vibe. You have all made a big difference for us as you helped inspire us to start our own little YouTube channel.
Love it.
Not really festival related, but we did vlog our trip to Glasgow in 2022.
Yeah, it's very theme park heavy.
Mm.
I'm looking at their channel now. Thumbnails are looking great, guys. Really, really good.
And that's big praise coming from the thumbnail man over here.
Well, I mean, I
Everyone
love that
loves his
they've got these
thumbnails.
borders on their thumbnails, and I've started doing borders on the thumbnail. I think
Yeah.
that makes them look really good.
Yeah, agree.
But yeah, these thumbnails look great. These thumbnails look like, we get a lot of emails saying like, "Hello, your channel's great, but the thumbnails
the
are
stuff
lacking.
from-
Here's my
yeah.
These look like good YouTube thumbnails. Whoever's doing your thumbnails, I'm sure it's one of you two. Great work. I'm just so not into theme parks,
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I love being at a
I like
theme
the- I
park
like
for
the
the
theme.
afternoon.
As you know, I like the theme. I just don't like the getting on a roller coaster.
I have a friend called Mikey who's a great friend. But he's like a theme park YouTuber. And
Alright, yeah.
he's asked me many times, like, let's do a vid.
Yeah.
And I just can't think of anything. I'd love to go on the roller coasters, but it's just something that I'm so not creatively inspired by.
Do you know what would be good?
What?
An interview on a roller coaster.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Could be like Hot Twos,
Yeah, but
but on the
call
roller
it,
coaster.
what would you call it? You call it what's like a famous
Well, what I was about,
famous
I was about the Bears
ride.
Escape, can
let us know.
Can let us know what
Yeah.
you'd call that series. But
They can be on the first step.
channel looks great at first glance. I'll try catch one of the vids if I get time.
The I've lost my place now. I swear I'm getting like older, man. I'm
You
gonna
are?
have to, well, no, okay, I literally am. But like, I swear I need to like increase the font size. I'm reading this. I'm like, how do I?
I've
what I mean?
started zooming in on the YouTube
Oh,
comments.
it's bad, innit? That's a bad too.
I reply to every YouTube comment left in the first week.
Yeah.
Of the video upload. It's been fucking hard with Burning Man.
There's loads. I was looking at them today.
Literally thousands.
Yeah, tons.
Almost 3,000.
Jeez. Anyway, I was just thinking about the podcast ones. They're so less.
Yeah, I guess they will be. Yeah.
Where was I? Let me have a look. We absolutely loved our interaction with you all. It must be hard to find a balance to have time for the fans as well as creating a video, but also ultimately having a good time. We just wanted to let you know it meant the world to us both. Just saying a quick hello, and the whole squad was so amazingly friendly to us both. Thank you all so much for all you do. Keep up the amazing work, and thank you for always being yourselves. Jake and Hev, the Bez Escape.
Big up, guys.
Thank you very much. It's really kind.
Thanks so much. Wishing you success on your channel. Keep it up. If you're creating for yourselves, then you can't lose. That's what I always say. And that's what we were doing.
And you know,
they've got some decent numbers on some of their vids as well. They've got some 20Ks.
And it's nice that you're actually giving them you being nice about it, even though their content you find offensive and you hate them.
I don't hate
you hate theme parks.
It's just
hate
so not what I am personally into.
Oh, get me on a Xbox.
But if we were all the same, we'd want faster horses, baby.
God. Oh, you just remind me of something.
Yeah.
Save it for later. Another email?
Yeah, why not?
I'll tell you what I will say is we need more stories, man. Don't get me wrong, I love the inbox and I love people speaking to us and I love reading them and we're doing it now. But I'd love some juicy stories. Did I read out the one about the poo-poo in the wardrobe? I think I did. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think you did.
I wasn't sure.
It's on an earlier episode.
Yeah, I think it is. That's fine. We've got another one from Ollie. Different Ollie this time.
Yeah, fucking
Not the same
okay.
Ollie. Ollie's
Sick of Ollies, man.
Ollie's. That's so weird because his intro is like very similar. His greeting is very similar.
Is it the same guy?
Maybe. I need to double check that. I've closed the tab now. He goes, "Hi Ben," and the other people there. What was the other one? He was in the room.
Hi
wasn't
Ben
it?
and whoever else is in the
Whoever
room.
else is in the room. My question to you is, what do you do with your old festival wristbands? I just got back from my first Boomtown, which was definitely worth the best festival award, and decided to display mine like this. Viewers on YouTube will see Ollie's display here. And decided to display mine like this, just wondering what you do. Well, I'll tell you what I do.
How's he displayed it? Can I see?
Fine.
I mean, if I'd like to see, is that too much to ask? Is that really too much to ask?
Like that.
Yeah, pretty standard.
I'll be honest, mine go in the bin.
Yeah. Not everyone is sentimental. Razzies go in the bin as well.
I'm incredibly sentimental about loads of stuff like related to like family or stuff that I've been given or like stuff like that. And I was speaking to Bridie I think maybe at Leeds Fest about this because I think he said he keeps them. And I was like, should I keep them? I don't know, but I don't actually have anything
wrong or right
from.
answer. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't, does it? Because it's literally recorded on video.
If you've not kept them, then the answer is no, you shouldn't keep them because it's obviously not significant.
But I like. Do you remember that jacket we saw in? I can't remember where
with
that
the
was.
Circles.
Yeah.
That was at Leeds last year.
That was really good. What do you do?
So mine currently are I've got like maybe 30 in a frame, and then I've got like all the rest of them just in a box. And I'm still looking for the right solution. The jacket works for some people, but it's not really my style. I wouldn't mind a jacket made entirely of them. So like there's no base jacket.
Yeah, I get.
And I might even have enough for that. Maybe not.
Do you know what you could do?
What?
So, what car do you want again?
Mark II Volkswagen Golf.
Yeah, upholster the seats.
Yeah, but I do think it looks a bit tacky. Like
it does.
even my frame, which I've executed as well as I can,
Mm.
looks a bit tacky. I'm still trying to find the right solution. I've got so many of them, and then there's some festivals where you get like 2 or 3,
Yeah.
like a over 18 one, or like an artist one, or like a camping specific one.
Yeah.
So I really do have like over
So you
over
even keep
100.
the
I
them
even keep
extra...
paper ones, mate,
Do you
which I'm
know?
not
Wow.
counting in this conversation.
Yeah.
But I even keep like the paper ones.
God, that's a lot.
Yeah, I guess you look at like Metallica's rehearsal room in San Francisco, and their
Right.
walls are just adorned with like shit from like all
Oh,
over the
okay.
decade.
Yeah.
And I think of stuff like that, and I think like, will I ever have a space where like this stuff fits in? And
I don't
know. And the thing is, they're so easy to keep. They're in my Stagecoach tin. We got those tins at Stagecoach.
I use the lid of that. So it's in my office, and I've just just turned over the lid, and it's where I put my keys and my
Yeah.
car. It's a little...
There you go. We're both
Nice.
getting used out of it. But yeah, mine are currently in a frame. Most of them are in a box, and I'm still looking for a good solution. So send in a good solution if you've got
Yeah.
one. I don't really want to have them too like, I've seen those like key hangers people make where you like hang them on. That's not really me. I think that looks a bit shit.
I think as well, there's just too many for you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You've got so many.
Who knows?
I'm just looking to see.
Maybe someone could like make it like a teddy bear out of them for me,
For you.
or like a guitar shaped plushie, but like the outer material is all old festival wristbands.
God.
I don't know. Send in your suggestions.
Yeah, I do think frame is probably the best.
Thing is,
The best you're gonna get, isn't it?
my framing skills aren't great. Like my frame looks a bit tatty.
Mm.
Val's does an half decent job with them. Valley
does he
has some
do?
nice frames.
Okay.
He puts in like any kind of like media pass he'll get. They will have a lot less this year because he didn't really do that many of them with us. But
Yeah.
his solution is really nice and really elegant.
He's got plenty of time to do it. I
He
guess.
does. Yeah, he's got loads of time.
Let's do one more.
Why not? Why not?
So this one's from Amy. So Amy,
hello.
hello Amy. Thanks for emailing in to podcast@tpd.tv. Hi Ben, and whoever else is on today's episode.
Fuck
There's
me.
a real theme here, isn't there?
I mean, what else are they going to say?
I mean,
to
I
be fair?
guess, yeah. This is a little thank you to Rob and Mary for being so kind when I met them at Leeds Fest 2023.
Told you, Reddit. Fuck you. Fuck the lot of you.
I stopped Rob and Mary for a photo just as they were coming out of the Imagine Dragons crown.
Great time. What a great Leeds that was.
Great little set that as well. Which I was surprised to see them, considering how much Rob had shit taught them. Lol.
So true.
And they were so lovely to me. Rob asked my BF about his Los Santos GTA top, and we had a bit of banter about Fat Lip by Sum 41. Like they both actually stopped to talk to us, which surprised me, considering how much you all must get stopped at festivals. So I really appreciate it. It was truly really lovely. They say don't meet your idols, but they were seriously such great people. I'm so grateful. Keep up the amazing vids, and thank you for how hard you all work for the channel. Love you guys, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. We
Thank you,
love
Amy.
Too.
Sorry I butchered your email there. I kept
Good times
that's
in Bramham Park.
Yeah,
Good
really
times.
nice.
There has been a lot of like testimonials of like they're actually all right since the Reddit stuff.
It's we get a lot of it in the inbox, and I feel like I want to read it out because obviously, if someone, as you said, someone's taken the time to email us. I want to, do what they assume I'm going to do. But then I worry people are just like, God, they just keep talking about how good they are and keep going on about it. It's like, no, it's separate people.
I don't go on Reddit, but
I really like it.
I did go on it yesterday because I can't remember why, but like there is some real kind of. I mean, everything in there is generally positive. That I've seen.
Yeah.
But there's some real. It's just interesting seeing like a Reddit community talking about like you.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how, but I sort of would dip in just to have a lurk, and it was kind of quiet. And then really in the past maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I really feel like there's a bit more going on now, and like especially since so there's like a couple of Burning Man threads in there and stuff like that, and it really seems to have picked up.
I might do an AMA.
Oh, that'd be great. Everyone should. Well, maybe not everyone. It might get a bit busy, but I've you seen the James Corden AMA?
No, is that
Oh,
recently?
It's old now, but if you ever get chance, it's like famous for how bad it went.
Really?
But if you ever get some time, check out the James Corden AMA. It's very funny. And there was one, I forgot his name. Guy who was in Rampart. I can't remember what his name is. Doesn't matter. But no, I want to I want to get involved in the Reddit. I think
Yeah.
I really like it as my probably most used social platform. I like reading people's comments about us.
I do like Reddit.
I was going to say something about Reddit. I'm completely forgotten. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, r/official TPD TV. If you want to check it out, guys, check out the Reddit.
What's interesting is there's a thread here from 2 months ago. Says, I love TPD. I feel like it's lost some of the core magics. Some of the magic since the core 4. Then this person's labelled the core 4 as me, Dan, Bridie, and Raz aren't central anymore. And it'd be like, I really like everyone, like Jake, like Chuck, like Ben. Blah, 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 blah. And hopefully you'll be happy to see the Burning Man squad was essentially that plus Chuck.
Yeah.
I think we actually, as frustrating as how Burning Man played out in some ways was, and it really was, and still is, and blah, 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 having what we call the cum squad together. So I'll explain. So
yeah,
when we went to LA as a 4 that he just mentioned,
yeah,
we were called Come Out. That was the name of the group chat, Come Out, because of Come Out to LA.
Yeah.
So the chat was called Come Out.
Yeah.
And then me, Jake, Chocky, and Raz made up another group that we just called the Travel Squad because we end up traveling around a lot.
Yeah.
So then we had this for Burning Man. We had the Come Out and the Travel Squad kind of merging with Jake fucking off.
Yeah.
So we were like, it's the Cum Squad. The Cum from Come Out. So we're known as the Cum Squad now in our group chat.
That's
and it was great to roll with those people, and we've really kind of bonded to a stronger degree than I could have anticipated over that weekend as we've kind of navigated the frustrations and the excitement together.
It's it's such a different it's just such a different experience, isn't it? Really. I mean, I've planned to watch the actual ep this weekend. I've not had a chance to see it yet because I've been
Burning Man.
Yeah, I've been gallivanting around, but yeah,
it's great, man.
Really intrigued.
A bit biased, but really good.
Just a bit.
How many views is it on? Let's have another look.
How many times you refreshed it today?
It's just it auto refreshes. 232,000 views.
Not bad, is it?
Not bad for 3 days. I mean, it's incredibly good.
Yeah,
but it ain't the million. It ain't the million that I wanted.
The big million. I have to go again.
Yeah.
What we talking about before that?
Reddit.
We're talking about Reddit. What was I going to say about Reddit? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast. Someone did a thread about because I guess people noticed the podcast kind of slowed down and then it's like picked back up now. There was a thread about the podcast and someone just put, I don't listen anymore. Ben's not authentic enough. And I'm just like,
authentic is
what does that mean?
Like I would say,
like
I would say you are authentic.
I think so.
I mean, I know you. This is the thing. Like people, there's like people. This is what I don't really like about Reddit is it's super investigative into stuff that like is not really too much of the internet's business.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tries to find out. He does, yeah. Big up Growley. Tries to find out like stuff about your personal life. I'm not saying everyone here.
No.
But like it is the place where like people in other communities and to a degree for some of the stuff I've seen in ours, it's like, why are you trying to find this out? Like, why do you care? Even innocent stuff like, when's everyone's birthday? Like we do like say like happy birthday to Ben today. Everyone wish him happy birthday. But why are you trying to collate that information? Are you making like a spreadsheet or something?
Do you know what? As someone who frequents Reddit, I don't know. It's interesting because I guess the argument is this is some content I like. It's just I want to get to know these people.
Do you know what? Fair enough.
And also,
if it was Simon from Biffy, I'd want to know as well.
But also because you're not on like on Facebook, we've got the Sam Pelly squad.
Yeah.
and that's your real name. But it's like on Reddit, you're just anyone, and it's just what would a discussion look like about someone you watch or like or whatever, where there's no sort of worry about someone taking your opinion the wrong way or an argument that or what, because you're just an alias online, and I guess that's the thing. But I don't know. I like Reddit. I'm a big fan of it.
At 1 hour into the Leeds Fest video, Rob talks about someone we don't talk with anymore. Who is he referring to?
I've seen that.
And do you know what? Someone's done some great work there by just answering the question and putting my statement from 2022. Yeah.
And the thing is as well, it's very self-regulated with the karma system, because generally, you know,
yeah, that's true.
Upvotes, downvotes, it all sorts itself out.
Sure does. Thanks to anyone who does have an interest in us, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here. I'm not dissing anyone. I'm just saying Reddit is the place where if someone's going to be weird, it's going to be on Reddit.
I'm not.
Or in Mary's Instagram DMs.
Yeah. What time are we on? I can't read that. See what I mean? I need to zoom in the thing.
I can't read it either.
Oh, we've gone over a bit.
Yeah.
So very quickly, because I think my parking's going to run out soon.
Right.
Guess what arrived today?
Your Hoover.
Yeah. Actually, my vacuum cleaner.
Your vacuum cleaner. Your Sebo.
Sebo. It's great.
Is it?
It's really good.
Brand new this time.
Brand new. Opened it up. No damage. No scratches. No nothing. Used it. Brilliant. To the point where it does the marks on the carpet, because obviously it's sucking properly now. Yeah. You can feel the suction. You can feel the roller, the brush. Beautiful device. And I'm just thinking as well, PS5 Pro, 700 quid. Save yourself like 350, 400 quid. Get a Cebu, man.
Yeah.
Sebo.
There you go. Does it have a disk drive?
Has a bag.
Yeah, well, the bag has data in it.
Bag does have data in some respect.
You suck up some zeros. Oh God.
That went by quick. Yeah, I was going to try and do an hour today. It's just
we did over an hour.
I want to get like some kind of big time
thing. I think that would be great.
Because I can't see that.
Because I think keeping them to an hour as well, everyone's sharper.
I think so, and it stops the meandering. And on that note, I'm gonna meander out of here.
Cool. Thanks for listening and watching, everyone.
Thanks for listening and for watching.
It's been a good chat.
Hopefully, this looks a million times better.
Yeah, you have to let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
An old known technique. We'll tell you about it. If it looks good, then we'll tell you next week what it was.
Right.
Thanks,
cool.
Ben.
Thanks, mate.
Bye.
See ya.